Looking into the future, how do you think digital technologies will transform supply chains in, let's say, 5 years?
I think the first thing is that what data and digital technology enables us to do is to very quickly cut through the traditional silos that we see across supply chains. So it is, we do have a very siloed approach, whether that's on ocean transportation, on land-based transportation, and land-based processing, for example, and very little focus on how do we actually optimize across those silos. Data and digital capabilities really are the mechanism by which to do that. And I think one could argue in many ways that the outbound supply chain will start to mirror more the inbound supply chain of many of our customers, albeit with its own nuances and operational specifics that we need to address within that. But it will become a far more integrated picture, where instead of, as I say, optimizing on the individual components, we'll become far more focused on optimizing the whole. When we also look at the changes that are happening with our customers and their markets, and I can particularly focus on the emergence of mobility solutions or electrification of vehicles, I think that will also change the requirements of the supply chain, which will become much more data-centric. And whether that's looking at that from a traditional supply chain standpoint, or looking at, for example, what does it mean to have the vehicle connected throughout the supply chain, and what benefits or value could we get out of connectivity directly with the vehicle through the supply chain. The other I think what I really hope personally and as well, that in 5 years we'll look back and really recognize the huge impact that digitalization and the ability to transform our operations through data will have had from a emissions reduction and sustainability standpoint.
That's an interesting point. That's of course our purpose as a company, sustainable logistics. So can you expand a bit on that?
I think the reflection that I have with our global head of sustainability, who's sitting just around the corner here, is that we often talk about sustainability and digitalization being as two sides of the same coin. And I think on one hand we can look back and in terms of a path towards decarbonization, we can wait and we can work towards panacea solutions, whether that be a new energy source or a new source of fuel. And I firmly believe that those things will happen. But there's an awful lot that can be done between now and then, not only in terms of getting the benefits of that change now, but also in terms of reducing the ultimate leap that we will have to take. And I truly believe that a vast majority of that potential that is sitting with us now can be unlocked through data and the value of data in terms of making, optimizing our operations, making them more efficient, and ultimately taking waste out of the supply chain.
Thank you very much, Simon.
You're welcome.